The Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back, Illini fans, to the Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle. We're here for the 2020 season. Coach Lovie Smith, two questions. One, how are you doing? And two, what happened to the beard?
I'm going to jump to the beard right away. You know, new year, 2020 has been different all along, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And with COVID, going around, it felt like, I could, a lot easier to be healthier without having to put that mask over a big beard. You can get it on this face a lot easier. But life has been good. Seemed like it's been forever since we were getting ready to go spring break and come back for spring ball. But we've had a chance to go over a lot of football. I've watched a lot of football too, Martin. I'm going to say that. And it's nothing like, being a fan, watching the greatest sport around.
Well, Coach, if you could describe 2020 in one word, what would that be?
I'm going to take an easy road here, but unique. A couple words, like no other. This is going to be a year, there's some special years, 67, and just the 70s in general. We're going to talk about this year for many years to come. And to add to what we're talking about, though, a special year by Illinois would really make it stand out.
Well, and Coach, there's obviously a lot of things that have gone on this year, but, one of the things to me, being an alum and obviously living in Champaign-Urbana has been, the amount of testing that U of I has done and really kind of jumping in on that on the front end. What's that been like as, I know that, the football team and your staff were kind of involved in that on the front end. What's it been like to kind of be in the middle of that?
Well, it's been neat watching it. We talk an awful lot about how strong an academic school this is, and we're changing the world. But for our group to develop, the initial tests that we took, and we're still using our tests. We take a couple of tests daily right now. One is ours still. We continue to use it, but it's been neat just watching it. And they allowed us to really, and our players to feel safe. Initially it was about, is Champaign safe? Is the country safe for us to just carry on our daily lives? The testing has allowed us to do that, knowing when we come into the Smith Center, one of the greatest facilities in the country, everybody in there is clean, they're all negative, and we can really just get back to what we want to do, football.
Well, and given, obviously the scheduling challenges that have taken place over the past couple months and, spring ball being postponed in the middle of it, how much have you had to lean on the leadership of the players themselves during the last 6 months?
Quite a bit. And Martin, if there was a year that you wanted, if you have to go through a year like this would be the year for us. Early on, we had a lot of young players that were trying to figure things out, and we didn't have the type of senior leadership that we needed. But that's not the case. Those 15 guys that started 3 years ago, they're seniors now, they run the locker room. And we have about 14 guys on our leadership group that kind of decide everything we're going to do for the most part with our team. And they do things the right way on and off the football field. So it has definitely made it a lot easier with this group on how we want to do things around here.
Well, and, I know that you've obviously been around your football team, somewhat the past 6 months, certainly more than, fans are typically able to engage in, be it spring ball or fall camp. What are you most looking forward to seeing from your team on Friday night in Madison?
Well, I would like, we made progress last year, but you don't go backwards. I'm just looking for us to take another leap. We talk an awful lot about what experience does. And the expectations around here have changed. From the moment we moved into the Smith Center, expectations have changed. And guys know football. And as you just start going from position to position, you can really get excited. So that's what I can't wait to see. Talking only takes you so far. I want to see exactly who we are. I have an idea, but I want to see our guys put it on paper on exactly, what we can be doing this year.
Earlier this week, it was 1 year since the Wisconsin game of last year, obviously upsetting them at home on homecoming. as the coach and as you guys have kind of worked through this game week or the past couple of weeks since the schedule was announced, how much do you focus on what last year was, and how much do you kind of shift that focus to this year? I mean, what's the balance there?
Well, I think the balance is you acknowledge everything that's happened. We beat Wisconsin last year. We made progress last year with our program. It gave us confidence that we can do it. But as you continue to build a program, now the expectations change. And for us to take that next step, we're still, I'm saying that, but we're still, over 3 touchdown underdogs. And in other people's eyes, you're not legit until you get rid of that. But we have another opportunity. It's one thing to win at home. If you can be one of the top programs 2 years in a row, they're taking notice now, but they'll really take notice, and that's what we plan to do.
Well, and obviously, I'm looking forward to this Friday, to this week, and I'm sure everybody, all the other Illini fans are as well. But, one of the things, you and I haven't talked very much lately. So, what did you catch up on streaming during quarantine? Anything good?
Martin, I haven't. I know back in the day, early on, that's all my wife Marianne and I did. Not all, but I had caught up with every Netflix show, movie that you can think of, Hulu, Prime, Amazon Prime, and everything else. And that was a lot of fun. But it's been so long now. It seemed like a year ago now, because it seemed like we've been practicing and getting ready for the football season for so long. And I know lately, though, it's been pretty neat being a football fan and just watching college football and NFL. And there's so much you can learn from just being, a fan and just watching situational football, things that come up that should help me as we go through our season.
Well, Coach, I think you put it appropriately for what 2020's been. I think you said back in the day, and you were just talking about March or April. So that certainly is kind of what this year has felt like. But, one last question here. Obviously, as the weather kind of starts to turn, it's different. Usually the first couple of games of the year, it's non-conference, it's a little bit warmer. But, temperatures dropped a little bit. If you and Marianne are in the kitchen, I mean, what's the one kitchen gadget that you're using the most?
What's the one kitchen gadget?
Yeah. Are you a big crock pot guy? I mean, just blender? I mean, you tell me. Well, Magic Bullet? I don't know what,
most people tell you now, I'm a smoothie guy.
Okay.
So I kind of do my own, and I put quite a few ingredients in it. So I don't know what I would do without my Ninja. It's just kind of like a part of the family as much as anything. So that's what, and that is one thing I'll say too, doing this, as we've dealt with COVID throughout and being, kind of shut in quite a bit, a lot of just home cooked meals. There was a day when you never went out. It was just about home cooked meals always. And I don't think I've had so many home cooked meals in my life as I have this year.
Well, good. Yeah, certainly one of the, the unexpected, side effects of that is more home-cooked meals and time with family. Were you able to enjoy, and your staff's able to enjoy at least that part of it, spending more time around your family than you otherwise would in the off-season, in the spring period?
Absolutely. I think every coach to a man would say that we spend more time with our families during this time. And, it's hard for a coach to hit that pause button. And, COVID kind of made all of us do that and to see what's really important. I know that was definitely the case with me, and spending more time with my family. And again, it's going to be a little different, going into the football season. Most of the time, some of your other family will be getting ready to come to football games. But this year, they'll, of course, have to watch them at home, but that'll be okay too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, Coach, thank you for your time, and really look forward to seeing the Illini play the Badgers this week under the lights. So thanks again for your time, Coach, and thank you all for stopping by the Thursday Walkthrough. The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Let us get to know you like we know this community, from football fields to cornfields. If you share the community spirit, come see why you and I belong together. U of I Community Credit Union for campus and community.